Coming in as my number 5 pick is a band that y'all have probably never even heard of, but in my opinion, this album was so good I had to put it on this list, regardless. Heft's self-titled record. Now, I have to say that this band brings intensity to a whole new level.
Yeah, how's this? Close enough? I'm ready for my close-up.
Now, for example, take a listen to the track Dogs In and tell me that opening drum line doesn't make you feel paranoid at all. I love how it goes for more of an industrial side with the last 2 tracks on the record, which is The Wait and Secret Swine. And it really feels different from the rest of the album, as it's kind of more, I kind of want to say, from the review, it's definitely a mix between nu metal and kind of metalcore. I kind of call it metalcore, or nu metalcore, my bad, nu metalcore. And I've had the privilege of meeting these guys, and if you ever get the opportunity, they don't fail to put a smile on your face. Thanks guys for an amazing release, and I can't wait for the next one. Alright, coming in at number 4 on my best albums of the year list, we have Lorde with her album Melodrama. I about almost said Pure Heroin. I was really impressed by the first single, which was released off of this thing as Green Light. And Green Light is more poppier than anything that she had released off her debut album Pure Heroin, which was released back in 2013. You know, like Haim, it's kind of funny. I kind of wonder what's up with all these artists that are taking forever just to release a new album. I mean, I'm not naming any names here.
That's a direct order. Do it now.
This album was produced by Jack Antonoff of Fun and Bleachers, and I have to say he does a pretty well job on the production of this album. He also produced a couple tracks from Taylor Swift's new record, Reputation, which some of those were pretty good, some of them were eh. But anyways, this album is a loose concept record about solitude. This album's writing took place about the time that Lorde had broken up with her longtime boyfriend, and the events on this record take place in a house party. All the tracks on this thing don't fail to impress me at all, especially Homemade Dynamite, which was co-written by Tove Lo. Yeah, y'all remember Tove Lo, right? I bet some of you didn't even know she released a new album about a couple weeks back. Blue Lips. Or Ladywood Phase 2. Whatever you want to call it. Well, it was definitely an improvement over Ladywood. But the last song on this record, Perfect Places, which I'm sad didn't get as much attention as it deserved, because it's a really catchy and infectious tune. Despite all that, I look forward to what's next for Lorde. Hopefully it won't take her another 4 years to turn out a new album. Alright, we are getting closer to my number 1 pick on this list. So getting into the top 3 albums of the year, my number 3 pick is the self-titled debut album from former One Directioner Harry Styles. Now, this album really took me by surprise just because I wasn't sure how he would approach this record. And he went for more of a 360 instead of going for more of that pop sound that everyone is pretty much doing nowadays. He went for more of something along the lines of 70s classic rock. I'm sad to see that this album only had one Billboard Hot 100 charting track with his debut song, Sign of the Times, which is a great throwback that sounds like a mix between Bowie and some Elton John-esque pianos in the background. Opening and closing tracks, Meet Me in the Hallway and From the Dinner Table, borrow off of Psychedelia, while Two Ghosts and Sweet Creature feature more folksy instrumentation. It's not like we've already had one member do folksy instrumentation from their solo record, Niall. Styles' delivery and the vocals are very different from anything he's done in the past and anything on the radio nowadays. Kiwi is a fun track in its lyrical content and has some sharp instrumentation. Woman opens up with someone talking about romantic comedies on Netflix, and it has some really slow burning guitar grooves to it. And Only Angel reminds me of maybe something that Rolling Stones outtook from, you know, way back when. Overall, very pleased with this release, and I hope this album gets more attention than it deserves. Alright, we are cutting it close with my number 1 pick, but before we get to number 1, there's got to be a number 2. And at number 2, we have Mastodon's new record, Emperor of Sand. From the bells and chimes of Sultan's Curse to the blazing final solo, of the folksy psychedelic track Jaguar God, this album takes you for a ride. The concept of this album is about cancer and follows the story of a desert wanderer who has been handed a death sentence. With tracks such as Precious Stones, Word of the Wise, and Andromeda to help that story, it just really packs a punch. Want something catchy on this record? You got it in the form of Show Yourself, which feels a lot poppier than anything they've really done in the past. No, not that kind of poppy. I also love the sludgy riff of Steam Breather, and that chorus is very hooky, and it just makes me want to shout along at the top of my lungs whenever I listen to it. I think that the three vocalists on this album, Brand Deller, Brett Hines, and Troy Sanders, do a tremendous job on the vocals on this thing. Anyways, this album is a great album start to finish, and if you're into something with progressive metal or heavy metal, I would definitely give this one a spin. Definitely worth your time. Alright, here it is. Moment of truth. My number one pick for best album of the year is... Bam! Brand new record, Science Fiction. My God, did this album blow my expectations out of the wind on this release. The band hasn't released a new album since 2009's Daisy. And I'm sure there were a lot of fans that have been waiting for a new release anytime, any day. And it kind of sucks because I think that the band has hinted that 2018 the band might not be around after then. But if this is true, then the band has really left on a really high note. This album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart and has earned a lot of widespread acclaim. And I can honestly see why. From the hardcore sound of Same Logic, Teeth, the slow burn of Could Never Be Heaven, or even the epic closer, Batter Up, there is nothing on this record that fails to let anyone down who listens to it. Especially the fans that have stuck around with the band throughout their time. Like I said, if this is their swan song, then damn, they left on a pretty real high note on this release. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you have stuck around for this long, I really appreciate it. So anyways, that's my best albums of the year list. Thank you all for watching. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can click right over here to see what I'm going to be doing next, or catch up on any countdown or review that I have done. If you want to see the previous video that I had done, you can click right over here to catch that video in action. So anyways, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon.